we good? Yep. All right. Well, look at us sitting across from each other. The first
Welcome
time.
to Seattle.
Well, thank you.
Welcome back to Seattle.
I know. The last time we were in this room, I think we raised quite a bunch of money for Smash.
For Smash. It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was a cool experience. This is a unique, really awesome place that you've built
I
here.
appreciate it. Yeah, I think. And we've got a great concert tonight, too.
You have a really good concert tonight.
Yeah, we've got Tommy Stinson from The Replacements
That's pretty cool.
playing tonight. You're going to be here, right?
I would hope so.
Perfect.
So
Sold out show. It's going to be good. We're going to have probably 140 people in this room. Packed out tonight.
that's amazing.
Give me a call. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good to have you here in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean,
on the left coast.
Well, the good old left coast, the north left, east coast,
Upper left. Upper left.
Upper left. I'm not good with maps or compasses by any means.
All right.
But I will say this though. So this all kind of just fell in my lap. Came out here to work, messaged you. You said you're gonna be in the area. We've only been doing the show now. It'll be 6 years in June.
That's what you said.
It's crazy. And it just kind of worked out.
What started out of COVID.
Started out of COVID and then became this beautiful relationship.
Pretty awesome.
But
Cheers to that, buddy.
100%. But I will say this, and we're going to jump right into this because I find it interesting. So my time in Seattle since I've been here has been filled with like just various work and then crazy evening adventures. Everywhere I've been, somebody knows you. Somebody has a story about you. And it's interesting how this and I said this about like even musicians here in Seattle. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody works with everybody. It always seems like there's like this community of people that know everybody and I want to work with everybody.
It's a small, big city. That makes sense?
100%.
And even after I moved away from Seattle in 2000, so it's 26 years ago now. I still run into more people in Seattle when Holly and I are over. If we go to Easy Street, we're going to see 2 or 3 people that we know over here.
Yeah.
You know, we go out to a show, whatever. We're always running into folks like that. In Walla Walla, where we live, we'll go out and there'll be people that it's a town of 35,000 people. It'll be 6 months, a year before you see people that are in the business or that are your friends, but you just don't see them that often. So Seattle is weird like that. But it's also that community side of things. Like it is a very tight-knit music community, and so if you are within that webbing, you are going to know a lot of people, and they're going to know people that you know, and blah blah blah. And the wine world is another aspect of that, and people know me through the winery for sure, but I know a lot of these people through music too.
Well, I think the one thing too about Seattle, and I said this yesterday. I was talking to my wife when we went to the market, me and Brad, and we were looking, and I always get mesmerized by the views here. The views are just stunning.
So amazing.
And it's even like Portland too. Like these places get bad raps from people, but it's always the bad rap from people that never been here. Because you can't come here to Seattle. You can't come to the West Coast and shit on it after you leave.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 days ago I went and did a 14-mile run in the city. I didn't know. I loved it. It was beautiful, stunning views, great looks, great people, smiles, great. So that's always frustrating to me when you get people that just constantly just shit on this.
Because you listen to the news and they tell you, they tell you what they tell you
whatever
they
sells.
think they know. Yeah, whatever sells.
That's right.
So Portland's burning, Seattle's, whatever.
Well, my daughter, who went to Portland recently, will argue that case because she loves it up there. And for a 9-year-old, she adores Portland. But
cool.
But no, so Seattle. Let's go jump this. But before we get into that, there's something interesting too. Today's the 10th, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Got the Pearl Jam newsletter a little while ago.
Yeah.
35 years as a band, which is crazy.
Yeah, 35 and a half years.
35.
Yeah.
They got the 35-year guitar picks, out and stuff of that. And it always brings me back to the same story that we always kind of talk about, how this group of guys that hit it on stage. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. Mm-hmm. You and me wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't be having these experiences with my buddy Brad. I wouldn't be meeting these people in Seattle this week. And it's interesting how these people that collaborated and grew something so special in this city, and realistically, you can't go down a road into a store and not see a poster or hear a story of how one of these band members influenced them or helped grow them. So in that sense, while Pearl Jam's celebrating 35 years, those band members are selling 35 years of developing and growing and supporting this agriculture of Seattle and growing it to another level. Look how they affected your life in this business and all those things. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's why I moved to Seattle, 1992. So had Pearl Jam not entered my life, I can almost guarantee you I'd still be living in Georgia. Like, I have no doubt about that, because that was where my family was. That's where all my friends were.
Yep.
You know, all my high school friends, all my college friends. But yeah, so let's see. I mean, I literally, in that way, like, I prioritized my love of this band over all of that just to move out here. So Hall and I never would have met each other. I mean, it's like those are the little things. For me, I go back to even before that, when it's like, oh, what's that one decision that really changed your life? For me, it was joining the Navy. Mm-hmm. Because that was why I got out to Seattle, and that was that initial 2 years here, 88 to 90. That is the reason that I sort of discovered some of these bands. Not to say that I wouldn't have discovered those bands anyway.
Sure.
You know, I mean, they were, you know, international bands. But that was like it, having lived here for 2 years, and then when all of that music was really kind of coming to the forefront, and you listened to it, you understood why it sounded that way, you understood where it came from. And so I already had this understanding of Seattle in that way. And so, moved back here in 92, and here we are.
It's the butterfly effect in its own sense. Like, one small thing changes how different your life can be, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you think about that. Honestly, like, if you didn't fall in love with this band, where would you be? Who would you be married to? All those things.
That'd be so sad.
Yeah. But it's the band in itself. And I think they understand it, but I don't know if they'll ever truly understand the impact they've had on so many people's lives. Because this is just we're just a small group of a very large number of people that love this band. And the fact that they have been able to affect so many people. There was another thing I was thinking about today too, I was reading the news article, and they were talking about these charities that they're donating to. Think about the charities that have been created on the
it's from tiny charities in some little small town all the way to these massive.
All because they fell in love with the band. They saw what they were doing. Because that's the one thing too. You know, this band is on stage. They're saying something, but they follow through with what they're saying. Mm-hmm. Always have. And then all these other organizations that have fallen through with them, kind of coming out through their shadows of building the hundreds, if not millions of dollars that have been raised to help other people because of them, the friendships, the marriages, the children, all these things that have come through the band. There's a lot of people that have had sex because of Pearl Jam. Kids, they are populating the world.
They're probably some babies that are named Eddie and Stone, and
there's a couple Stones out there for sure.
I'm sure there's Stones out there. No, I mean, we're, obviously super grateful for this band. It's funny, yesterday Holly and I drove over from Walla Walla, and she will attest to this. This is absolutely the truth. I really don't just straight up listen to Pearl Jam all the time. Mm-hmm. I have so much other stuff that I listen to in my playlist of music. And sometimes it's out of, not necessarily a burnout, but I'm like, but stepping away from it for, let's say I go 2 months without listening to an album, 3 months. Driving over last night, I just put on a mixed playlist of whatever, all the albums. And I'm like, God damn, all the old stuff, all the new stuff. She had to listen to me singing the entire way over. And it was awesome. So it's fun to kind of go back and revisit that stuff again.
Sure.
Because when you've listened to something for 30-something years, you can see how maybe you get burned out of it.
Sure.
Or whatever. You're like, I don't need to hear that again. But no. Also, fun fact, you probably heard this, but Even Flow was added to the list of the cardiopulmonary, whatever, heart association as the perfect beat to give CPR to.
Really?
Yeah, so they have like a list of songs that are like, think about this song when you're giving CPR. But do you know what the main one is?
Isn't it Staying Alive?
It's Staying Alive. So,
which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious. So listen to this. So now we're listening to the recorded album version of Even Flow, and you're like, Even Flow, ha 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 ha, staying alive, staying alive. It's perfect. So we are going to come up with a DJ mashup.
Oh, Jesus.
Of the Bee Gees
and Even Flow?
Staying Alive and Even Flow, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to. I don't know.
You can't not listen to that song anymore without not thinking about that. I apologize. To all the Pearl Jam fans
I think
out
you
there.
have ruined it for me now. That is Jesus. But I always think of like when they put those songs like, oh, this is the song to like go out for. Like I forget words all the time. There's someone like they're dying, they need CPR. Somebody hit even flow. Somebody in the back hit even flow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember songs in my head. I can't keep beat.
Yeah.
But that is pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty funny. So, anyway, but I would it was, it does remind me, just even doing a 2-hour road trip revisit, listening to that music, it does remind me why I fell in love with that band so much, and how great their catalog is. And that's the other thing is like, even some of the later albums, which especially don't go back to that often. Avocado album or Gigaton or whatever, songs will pop up off that thing and you're like, oh, it's a fucking great song, So.
Well, you think about this too. Like, I think Avocado is celebrating 20 years of being an album this year,
How's that possible?
Which is insane to me. 2006, and when that came up, so I had a conversation. Me and Brad were driving around the other day, and I have not given up the ability for him to have access to the playlist or playing music in the car because I can't do fucking Canadian music. So I have not allowed him.
What's wrong with the Tragically Hip, man?
Listen, it's not that. He will pull out some random Joe Blow Jones. He's like, hey, this is Chris Hopkins. This is a song.
Joni Mitchell's from Canada.
I know, but
Neil Younger's from Canada.
Yeah, but listen,
Rush.
Yeah.
Rush.
Yeah.
Christ almighty, Anthony.
Listen, hey, I don't, whatever. But after a while, it's just. So anyway, but we were talking about Pearl Jam, and it was like, I had said the same thing. I'm like, right now, my music taste has been very different over the last year because I feel like I'm listening to a lot more aggressive, like. I'm not a political person by any means. We've had this conversation before. I don't know things about politics. I try to stay away from it because I just don't know enough to be dangerous.
You're a healthier person because of it.
I try, but I do get frustrated with things, and I have found like my love for like a lot of this music that's come out like Idols or Die Spitz or Lamborghini Girls or things like that. That's a little more aggressive.
Pigs.
I've never heard of that.
Oh my goodness, you'll love those bands too.
That put on the list.
Yes.
So I've gotten into that. And then when I was flying here, after I was done watching the Patriots game, I put on some Pearl Jam, and it was the first time I probably listened to Binaural in its entirety, like from front to back in years. Mm. And I sat there and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, it's the album itself, the genetics and everything that's about it is a perfect album. It's an album. It's a perfect album. Yeah. The way that it was built, the progression, the way it was written, everything about it to me is a perfect album. Yeah. And what I loved even more about it was, like, as we get older and we look back at things, when back in the 90s we were looking back at, like, even Pink Floyd. To me, that's a very Pink Floyd album in my own,
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I just was like, it doesn't get enough love. And
the Binaural album doesn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. And it's amazing. And when I listen,
got a great song on there.
Which one's that one?
It's called Sleight of Hand.
I've heard of it. I have heard there's a gentleman that song might have changed his life. But to me, when I look at things like that, and this is what I love going back and listening to Pearl Jam. I talk to Brad on a daily. We talk every so often. Those are core people. But as soon as I started listening to Binaural, I started thinking about songs I heard live, and then that brought me to a place. Once again, I saw it, and then it brought back to memories of people. So then I started reaching out to people I hadn't talked to in a while. And then it just starts to make you appreciate, again, this round-robin circle of how these songs, this music, the traveling, everything, just brings you to this core of, like, being in love with a band that brings you all these great things.
Yeah, my buddy Matt, who you met before, I met him through the band, and I was at the Gorge shows. And we were at the resort restaurant parking lot area next door to the Gorge called Cave B Winery, and there's a restaurant there. And I remember going to those Gorge shows, and I was with Eric Dunham, my mentor in the wine business, and we brought a bunch of wine, and we're literally in the parking lot just pre-partying, drinking wine in the parking lot, and Matt happened to be parked right next to us, and we just started chat with him and his wife at the time, and then we've been best buds ever since, and it's all because of that band too.
which I think now brings me into one of what is going to be my favorite topics of me meeting people that seem to all know you, because you know everybody. I've come to terms where I think you might be the mayor of Seattle, because everyone I've run into seems to know you. But the other night, me and Brad were going around Seattle, and you know, I'm a go with the flow type of guy for the most part. And I'm like, Brad's like, where do you want to go? I'm like, wherever. And we ended up going to Shibuya.
Yep.
Okay, which I will say this, okay, and I've been in the audio video industry for 23 years. No sound, no audio. And you know, you go to these places and they say they have great listening experience and stuff, and they do. Never in my 23 years of life have I ever been so floored with what happened at this facility.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
It's Shibuya Hi Fi is
Yes.
what you're talking about.
Shibuya Hi Fi.
It's in Ballard. It's a cocktail listening lounge.
Yeah, so the basis of the facility was the owner of the facility, his parents met in, and I believe they might have roots to Tokyo. Brad, Tokyo? Yeah. Tokyo. And they met in a listening room. So in Tokyo, there's a lot of listenings, like almost like a speakeasy a little bit.
Yeah.
And where you can go listen to vinyl, and it's like you listen to it, and when you go into this room, the room is, it's 24 by 19, a little odd shaped and stuff. And when you walk in, it's dim lit. They have these beautiful lighting structures that came from Benaroya. And there's just like this beautiful artwork, great wood wrap around the facility, and these just comfy chairs. And I'm a little skeptical about anytime someone tells me the things about places, because Brad had called me after he heard Dark Side of the Moon, and he's like, I don't understand it, but everyone there is telling me it's a different listening experience, because I heard it, it was great. He goes, but I think you'd appreciate this, so that's why he brought me there.
Yeah.
Introduced me to Jerry, who's an absolute doll.
Yeah.
And we go in the back, and I sit in the middle of the couch looking directly at the piece of art in this room, and I see these clips, these speakers on the side, and all these things, and I get this speech from Jerry, and he puts the needle down, and we're listening to Pink Floyd, and the next thing you know, he turns the speakers on, and for the first time in 23 years of listening to audio anywhere, and I've listened, I'm not blowing smoke anywhere in the world, I've never in my life ever heard something like I did that day. I've heard Wish You Were Here thousands of times.
Yeah.
I heard that song for the first time ever that night.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I sat there and I'm looking at things and I'm trying to like figure out how the fuck are these speakers.
Sounds like this experience needs to have some mushrooms involved as well.
I don't know if that
Voting.
I don't know if it would help, or I don't know, but I will say this. I'm walking around looking at the speakers. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck is this happening? How are these speakers? Because you're hearing things in a song that you've heard thousands of times. You're hearing the guitar pick hit the strings.
Yeah.
You're hearing the echoes of the double layering that David Gilmour did on the song that you're not supposed to hear. You're hearing coughing in the background. You're hearing like the clarity of vocals in ways I've never heard. So we're listening to this, and he's giving me, and I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And then we listen to Wordless Chorus by My Morning Jacket, which when you go there, please make sure that you listen to that, because that right there, when Jim James is going on his highs and stuff, you feel.
And that's already this very cool. He has this very echoey sound with his microphone, and I can imagine what it would sound like in that space. I'm excited.
Oh, it just feels like they're over you. So this was just an experience that Jerry had given to me and Brad. Brad and him were good friends. It was a courtesy, and I was just floor dropped, amazed.
Yeah.
The next night we went to go listen to Mazzy Star there, which I will say, I danced to, me and my first wife, me and my wife's first song we danced to. Our first wife. I've only been married once, okay? We danced to Fade Into You, so that song means something to me, so I heard that. And what was really cool about listening to it with a group of people was I got to see how people experience music differently. And I got to see people that like eyes closed back and just be meditated into music. I see someone that's just kind of enjoying it. I see people that are getting lost in it like I was. But that again, I'm hearing that song in a way that most people aren't, because the way they have that set up and everything about that room is so special.
Yeah.
Like, I am, like, and we have just talked about this a little while ago, nothing's set up yet, nothing isn't true. But like, even talking to Jerry, and he knew about you having a podcast, didn't know I was the other podcast guy.
That's so funny.
Brad kind of told him that. And then we were talking, and he's like, "Oh, you should do a podcast here, and we should do things together." And my mind works. I'm like, "Well, we'll just fucking do Pearl Jam, and then we'll raise money or do something." But I would wonder what listening to like 10, which we've thousands of times.
Yep.
What would that sound like? Are we gonna, hearing a first pressing of 10 in that room, just hearing it in its true studio form as it's supposed to be sound? Like, what does that sound like?
It'd be cool. It'd be a great auction item. You reach out to the 10 Club. You have them get the Mama San tape. And you get to listen to the Mama San tape in that room. How fucking cool would that be?
Wow.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I've told you about the experience of holding that tape. And I was with Eric from London Bridge, holding that piece of historical evidence that like the genesis of everything was right there. I wonder how many times they've actually played that tape. When's the last time they've actually played that? When's the last time they played the Mama San tape? You know what I mean?
That's a great question.
Who knows?
Who do you have your phone?
Tim would know.
Who we calling?
I'm not going to call Tim right now, but Tim would know.
Yeah, because you got to think too a lot. Because you're a cassette tape, the more it's played, the more it wears out, right?
For
so
sure,
I'm assuming that it's got to be preserved at some point.
Yeah.
But that would be, there are people that would spend a lot of money to be able to say they heard it.
That would be an amazing experience.
That is an amazing experience.
I'm going to reach out to Tim, see if he wants to do that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He puts it in, and then the tape machine
fucking eats it up. Oh my God. I feel like I can only feel like it would be a look right to you, like you fuck. We should have just kept this where it was.
Oh my goodness.
But no, it was a great experience, and I'm really excited about you going into that room.
Yeah, we're doing it's for our wine club, or for our mailing list, whoever wants to come buy tickets for it. But I've been doing these 6 Degrees of nights in Walla Walla, picking an artist or a label, and then sort of doing this progression of, this guitar player also played on this album, that kind of thing. So I did one for Stax Records back in October or November, and this is before Steve Cropper died. So I did this 6 Degrees of Stax Records, and it really was more about Booker T and the MGs and Steve Cropper and all those guys. But 6 albums front to back. But this will it's going to be a tribute to Steve Cropper, 6 Degrees of Stax Records, and we're probably not going to get through 6 albums because we only have a 2-hour time slot inside that room. But I'll probably pick like 2 or 3 albums, and then talk about the other 3 and just sort of how they, sort of his progression within that Stax world all the way back in 1964, and how that progressed to working with Eric Clapton and Derek and the Dominoes, and Bonnie and Delaney and Bonnie, and Blues Brothers and all that stuff. It was quite a story there with him. So I'm excited.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the call the next day for what you feel that room is.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Because you know what happened with me? Do you want me to tell you what I did?
You went outside and you wept. You cried.
I got emotional. But we went, so after we're watching things, I'm looking at the speakers, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck they sound the way they do. So, and they're telling me, they paid like, how much they paid? What was the number?
I can't remember. It was a lot. It was like probably, I don't know, I'm not sure.
$14,000 to $20,000 or something. It was a high amount of money.
For the speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and the equipment, if I'm not mistaken, is old vintage equipment.
Everything's vintage in that room, except the wiring. The wiring they're using is a local company that houses it. It's a higher grade copper that's going through to pass sound through. I even metered the room. My nerdy ass was literally like, had my phone out, and I'm metering the room, and I'm looking, and Brad's looking at me. He's like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm trying to explain to him the meter process of what the hell I'm looking at. And Jerry's like, he's like, But anyway, so we get back, we go to Screwdriver that night, and I get to meet Jerry a little bit more. Had a great time. Learned about a woman and her love for Stairway to Heaven. I don't know if it's appropriate for the show, but it fucked me if I wasn't. I've never been shocked about. I've never listened to that song ever the same.
Were you blushing after he told you the story?
Oh God, I was blushing for sure. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever listen to that song the same. But I am now looking at I was looking at things. I'm like, how can I replicate this sound? Because I want to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So I found the speakers.
Ah.
They're about 3.5 hours from my house.
The speaker manufacturer?
No. Those exact speakers.
Oh.
I'm going to get them.
You're going to go purchase them from this, someone's got them for sale, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Not as much as they paid. Not nearly as much.
I hope not.
No, God no. My wife would kill me.
And then you're going to have to get the other stuff, though.
So here's the difference between how their setup and my setup is. So with me having the background in audio and stuff like that, I want to do something different with them. I want to find a way to, and I've looked into this. I can't find anything about it, but with me having the digital side of things and looking at like looseless files and FLAC files and having that wide open as close to vinyl as possible without it, I want to take a tube amp, convert it to a digital sound, and actually have it go warm through those files. So I'm going to try to figure something out that way. And so yeah, I think I have my project for the next 6 months.
That'd be fun to geek out over a little bit.
Yeah, well, here recently I've been just decluttering the house. I feel I have too much Pearl Jam stuff. I have too much concert stuff. I have shit just in box. I just need to get rid of shit. But I'd rather have something like when I was in that room for the first time in a long time. Like I left and I felt like I had just went through like talking to a therapist, having a massage. It was the most
Wow.
relaxing. Like listening to Mazzy Star, we only stayed for the first side because Mazzy Star is a unique experience. Have you listened to the album recently?
I mean, not recently, but
It's a very Doors-esque, mellow, and I had worked all day. If I had listened to the whole album, I probably would have fell asleep. It was just because it was so relaxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, I want to experience that more.
I'm glad Jerry opened that place up. I think he's doing really well. He's got, I know he's open 5 days a week, and they do, I think, 2 albums
a night.
Yeah, 2 albums a night, like these listening sessions, and you sign up for them online. It's like $15 or something like that.
I think 20
$20 maybe. Yeah. And they've got the bar outside, so you can go have a cocktail beforehand and a little happy hour, and then you go in. You said they have to take your shoes off.
You take your shoes off.
No drinks allowed in
there.
there.
No drinks. The door is closed. They have thick curtains that go over the door, so like it is separating from the outside world.
Yeah.
And it is the gentleman. Like when we went to Mazzy Star, we got the experience of what it's like. A gentleman went up there, started talking about the album, the reference to it, talked about the sound system, the history of it, and then it's just they put the needle down, and before the first song goes down, you could almost hear a pin drop. It's super quiet. And then it's just like, first song was Fade Into You.
Yep.
And when it went in, I mean
that guitar, that sort of bendy string guitar, it's almost like a little southwesterny.
Oh, very
feel,
much.
Like a Chris Isaacs kind of a guitar.
And the crazy thing is that song almost doesn't fit the album because it's different than all the other songs on the album. But man, I was getting emotional, like, because when you music, you think of like you said, you and Holly walked down the aisle to that song. Yep. When music brings you to memories, I thought of my wife, and then I was like, I don't know, and I cried everything. I fucking cried everything. The dog gets rescued, everything. I fucking cry. So I was getting emotional, but it was a great experience. So yeah, if you come to Seattle, and you love music, and if you watch this, I'm assuming you do, I would say that is a top 3 place you need to go. Like,
Shibuya Hi Fi.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Number 1, you have to come here.
You have to come here.
You have to come here.
Please do.
Come here, spend money, buy wine. Talking about wine.
Yeah.
What are we drinking?
Oh my goodness. All right. So it's a special day. You're here.
Yeah.
So this is the new vintage of the Off He Goes, which is the wine that I make for Eric Dunham. And it says 100% Syrah. It's from Lake Helene Vineyard. That photo on the front, I took that picture with my iPhone in 2015. It was the summer after Eric died. Eric died in October of 14. And the next summer I went down the Snake River down Hell's Canyon. And that is a picture of the moonrise, full moon rising over the Snake River. That's it. That picture taken like midnight up there, and I took it with an iPhone, but it's pretty good.
It's a great picture.
Anyway, the wine's delicious. It's 100% Syrah, 100% whole cluster. So we foot crushed the entire thing. It fermented on the stems. It's not quite as tannic as I thought it was going to be. It's funny. I think they opened this yesterday too. So
No, it's great. This is
super
amazing.
delicious. Really bright acidity, very fresh.
You know what I love about this tray, and this is one of the greatest things I've always appreciated about you as a person, because you're always so giving. On the back of here, the bottle,
Yes.
a portion of the proceeds
Yep.
from the sale of this wine will be donated to the Seattle chapter of the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the tiny amount. More than anything, it's just anytime someone gets to hold that bottle in their hand and pour it, you know, most folks are reading the back label.
Yeah.
That gives me an opportunity to remind them about Eric.
That's amazing.
You know, so
No,
this is great. And I put some lyrics on there from the back.
Yeah.
Too.
No, it's great.
So,
This is
yeah.
good. But the one thing I do hate about drinking your wine is that I have to go home and go back to drinking normal wine. So then I get a taste of this, and then I go back home, and then I got to go to my local food store and try to find wine to match this, and it never happens.
Well, you just keep on ordering from me. I'd be happy to. I got your friends and family pricing, Anthony.
Thank you.
But super tasty. We have in our tasting rooms right now, we have a reserve flight, and this was part of that flight. So people can actually come in and taste it now.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of cool. We only made 3 barrels of that. So it's about 74 cases total made. So not very much.
So and there's what, 6 in a case, right?
12.
12 in a case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So, but I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I told you I got my wife started drinking wine, right?
Heyo.
We found a place up in Kansas City. They do it like where you can like have a bunch of bottles and these like machines where you can like pay by the pour.
Yep. Like a 1 ounce pour, a
Yeah.
2 ounce pour,
Oh, yeah.
glass.
And I think she liked the fact that she can taste. And then she's like, "Oh, I like that. Oh, I don't like that.
That's perfect.
Oh, I loved it." And we had a little cheese board, and it was nice because I've wanted that for us, like, you know, because she's a simple person. Like she'd rather do a beer. Like that's just my wife. But now I'm like, you know, peeling it back a little bit, trying to make it a little fancy.
Yeah, well, there's nothing fancy about wine. That's the problem with wine. We're trying to get it away from people thinking it's just a fancy drink. So that's part of the.
Well, I feel fancy right now.
Well, I'm glad you feel fancy. So I appreciate you drinking the wine, though. So
No, I love it.
yeah.
So, what's the matter? Oh, is it the anniversary today? Forgot about that too.
What's that?
So, and we're looking right across at it at
Oh, it's Bowie's anniversary.
Yeah, died 10 years ago.
That's right. 10 years ago today.
And
Yeah.
you have a lot of connection to that as well, especially with the winery, because you have a lot of references in some of your wines.
Yeah. So we have we make the Spiders from Mars
My favorite.
Syrah, which is this one right here. Right there. It's got the little lightning bolt in there.
Yeah.
But this is we took over our vineyard in 2016. And I remember it was within a week of Bowie dying. So if today's the anniversary of Bowie dying, I remember it happened on a Monday morning, because I remember on Friday, 2 days before, on KEXP, he had released Black Star.
Yep.
On Friday, and he died on Monday. And on Friday, when they released the album, John Richards had like a 4-hour segment all about Bowie. And it was all these influences and all the other bands that he influenced, and just this incredible like tribute to Bowie because the new Black Star album was out. Then Monday he died. And then it was like, I swear it was like 2 days of tributes for that. And but about a week later, I took a tour with a buddy of mine named Kevin Pogue, who told me about this vineyard site. And he says, "I think you'll want to come and see this. This is something that I think you guys will want to work with." And he drove me up there to the vineyard, and I remember looking down on it. And that's it up there on that back wall over there. But I remember looking, and where I was standing was at the very, very top of that ridge line back there,
Okay.
looking back this way.
Okay.
And I looked down on that, and I'm like, that's one of the coolest vineyard sites I've ever seen. never tasted a wine from up there. They've never. This is before any fruit had even come off of it. And and Kevin put us in touch with the owner of the property, and then we signed like a 25-year land lease on it, like within a week.
Wow.
Never having tasted a wine up there. But it's one of those places that you looked at, you're like, there's no way this is going to make a regular wine. This is, whatever they make out of this vineyard is going to be special. And it is. It's for sure one of the most special wines you make.
One of my favorite birthday presents was that you sent me that bottle.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. Like we had a couple friends over for my birthday. This is probably like 5 years ago. I think it was a year anniversary. We were doing it like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember I tasted it, and I was in a share. That bottle went right into my room. I didn't share shit with anybody. I had that, and then the last bottle I had was the one last time I was out here, and I think I gave a little sip to Brad and Sam, but for the most part, I drank the whole fucking thing.
Nice.
That is. There's something with that wine. Mm-hmm. The taste of that is almost like, there's some wines you have out there and you're like, oh, this kind of has a hint of this, tastes kind of like similar to this. I don't know if I've never tasted it now.
Yeah, it's so unique. It's very
so unique.
Yeah. That's Syrah in general, which I've talked about before on this show, where it's a chameleon grape because it represents where it's grown more than any other grape that I work with. In other words, when you taste Syrah from 4 different vineyards, you're really gonna get 4 very distinctly different smells and tastes and textures. With a lot of other varietals, it's less obvious. They're more fruit focused and less about savory aspects. And so, but that's what I love about it. It's also what's most confusing about the grape, and why a lot of folks, they'll try a couple of Syrahs, they're like, oh, I love Syrah. And they try another one and they're like, this doesn't taste anything like what I remember Syrah being like. And the approach is wrong. You can't look at it like, it's just like wine in general. Like, you can't just dismiss a varietal. It depends on where it's grown. It depends on who's making it. I mean, there's all these other factors. It's not just the varietal. You can say, I don't like Chardonnay. It was like, well, it's hard to say. I mean, like, some of the best white wines in the world are Chardonnay. You just have to have the right one.
Yeah, it's where it's from.
Yeah. So
I've learned that. You've educated me enough on that one.
Yeah.
But it was funny, the other night we're sitting at a place and Brad was talking to some lady at a bar and she's like, oh yeah, my friend, he does a podcast with Trey, he owns Sleight of Hand Cellars and all this stuff. And she looks at me, she's like, oh, I'm going to Sonoma soon. Any recommendations? Brad goes, no, he knows nothing about wine. He just knows enough. And I was like, oh, that is a true statement. I know more now. I mean, we've only been doing the show for
6 years.
6 years. Crazy.
It's all right though. I mean, the education process isn't meant to like inundate you, and it's meant to just try to make it more accessible and easier to understand, I guess.
I feel like when I go out and get a bottle of wine now, especially now, because back in the day, you used to hate how I got bottles of wine. I used to go for the bottle. If the label looked good and had some fancy words on it, that's what I bought.
That was it.
And then you used to be like, Anthony, what are you doing? And then I used to have to FaceTime you.
Oh, I remember the very first wine you bought. It was aged in bourbon barrels.
They were, yes. And I was so proud of myself. You have no idea. I was so proud of myself that I had bought this bottle of wine. I'm like, I am gonna look like a rock star. It's gonna be the best bottle of wine. And you just like, I just remember. What are you doing?
I'm like, oh no, don't do that live on our podcast.
No, yeah. So no, I've definitely gotten better about it, and I've started to look at like what pairs better at wine and what does. Yeah, I mean. So I'm about to go heavily into training. Like, I'm actually giving up all carbs starting on Monday.
What kind of you mean like a
my race season starts. So I'm doing 14 half marathons this year. I'm doing an Ironman, and I'm doing my first gravel bike.
14 half marathons?
Yeah, it's less than last year because I'm doing my Ironman and my Unbound gravel bike race.
When's your Ironman? Where's that at?
That's going to be the second week of June.
And where's that going to be located?
In Chicago.
Wow. My friend Scott.
Now it's a half, by the way. It's not a full one. I'm not that.
Okay.
I mean, you see what I look like. Could you imagine this trying to do a full Ironman?
You can do a full
Fuck,
Ironman.
no, come on now.
What?
I'm like, listen, this would be like a beach whale trying to do. First of all, I don't swim, so that's the thing I worry about the most. But like a 1.75 swim, I feel like I could do that. 3.5 miles, I think
That's a long
you're
way.
gonna.
A 1.75 swim.
Yeah, it's a 1.75 swim.
How many laps is that in the pool?
I don't know. I'll let you know on Monday.
I mean, what's a pool? How long's a normal pool? 100 meters? Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. So I got that going on. So, but what I like about I ran half a marathon to just stay in shape, right? I would get real serious, but I could run a half a marathon. Like the other day, I ran 14 miles, and like it didn't really affect me. Like I was just fine.
On purpose?
No,
You ran 14
well,
miles?
hold on. So Brad gave me a map of like how to. Where it's like, hey, I'm like, Brad, am I going to run tomorrow? I was like, well, here's this like 5.6 mile trail.
Yeah.
So I leave the hotel. I'm following this map on Strava. I've never used it before, so I'm thinking it's going to tell me like turn by turn on my ear. So I'm just running straight. End up in Ballard. So then I look on my phone, and I've already run I think at that point I'd run like 6.1 miles. So I'm like, all right. So I'm just like, bring me back. And then yeah, it was like 13.87 or something like that. But yeah, it was. So I did that. So I can run, and I'm not fast.
You can go to Discovery Park. You've been to Discovery Park, right?
No, what's that?
Discovery Park, where Temple of the Dog was filmed, and right there with the lighthouse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You've never been to Discovery Park?
No. Brad,
Come on, man.
what Discovery Park?
He's never been to Discovery Park.
This is what.
Temple of the Dog, man.
Do you know where I have been? Do you want me to tell you where I have fucking been?
Where?
I've been to every Asian restaurant in fucking Seattle. I'm like, Brad. I'm like, and Brad's very, particular about what he eats. But every fucking time we're gonna do something, we get together, we're gonna go eat. I'm like, all right, great. It's like fucking, it's like this and that. So the other day we're like, and I'm like, all right, whatever. The other day he's like, oh, there's a great smash burger place. I've never got so fucking excited, jumped out of bed. I'm like, get your shoes on, we're going.
Which smash burger place you go to?
It was called the Ox.
Okay.
So it was on the website, said best smash burger, all these things. So last night I'm like, let's do it. And we're also chasing the best popcorn in Seattle. That's
the what?
I guess I'll admit to something in a minute. But let's talk about the burger first. So the burger, we go to this place. It's the Ox, and it was a line out the door. We took forever to find parking. It was the best burger I've had in my life, and there was no cheese on the burger.
No cheese.
No cheese.
Onions?
No. What was? Light onions, but what was the one? Taro was on it.
Yeah.
Fucking blew my mind. Best fries. It was great. I mean, if you want a great burger, that's a good place.
The Ox.
So, this is something. Brad was the only person who knew about this for a long time.
Now everyone's gonna know.
But now everyone's gonna know. And Brad has started telling everyone. I think he's become like a little know-it-all about it too. So, I grew up in the Northeast, worked in movie theaters from 11 all the way through college and all that stuff, and always had a fascination with movie theaters and popcorn. So I have a fascination with old vintage popcorn machines, like Boyd popcorn machines, Newman popcorn machines from like the 40s and the 50s, even the early, like pre-World War I. And they're cast iron, they have flavors, and there's a lot to it, right? So when I usually work out of town, I'm by myself, I'll go around to all the different old movie theaters, I'll either catch a movie, I'll just eat popcorn and judge them. So when we went to Portland, and we were walking around, and we were walking around all the theaters, I was like, hey, do you mind if I just go here and have popcorn, try it and stuff? And Brad was, Brad's good at pulling shit out of people, like, the whole, So I explained to him, like, I go places, I try popcorn, and he's like, well, do you have favorites? And I do. I have a whole list of, like, my favorite popcorns in the world and where I've eaten them and what's good
and
about
these
them.
are straight up popcorn, not like flavored popcorn.
No flavored popcorn.
Just straight up butter and salt.
No. So,
oh, Jesus.
So, if popcorn's done right, you don't put butter on it.
What?
Brad, if popcorn's done right, you don't need butter, right? Correct. I'm telling you, then you've never had good popcorn. If you've had the right popcorn, it is just straight popcorn. So I have been to 7.
It sounds like the key is the kernel, but you're saying it's the house cooked?
No. It's the house mix. It's the kettle it's made in. So if it's cast iron.
Well, how's that? It's just a heat transfer.
No. So the cast iron grills that were originally put in like theaters back in like the 20s to probably the 60s were cast iron. Cast iron you don't wash it with soap and water. You have to wash it
Oil.
well, no, not oil. You have to, it's charcoal. You wash it with a charcoal. It's like a charcoal bar that dissolves as you're washing it. You don't use soap and stuff, and that continues to hold the flavors in it. So as it gets older, the more flavor in it, the better the popcorn is. And it also that kettle, it like caramelizes it more. Listen, I know way too much about this. So
Man.
since I've been in Seattle, I've been to 7 movie theaters. Huh? 7 movie theaters. I've had nothing has blown my socks off. Last night we went to one theater.
But you're not seeing a movie.
No.
You're saying, hey, can I buy some popcorn?
Yeah.
And they're like, sure.
Yeah. And I've had some really shitty popcorn here too. I think one of the worst popcorns I've ever had was in Seattle.
How about the Cinerama? Did you take him to Cinerama?
Yep.
You didn't like that? Wow. Good place to see a movie, though.
I've heard that. I mean, first of all, the chocolate popcorn thing, that's a little gimmicky. I don't like
that?
it.
I don't know that.
They have like chocolate popcorn. They put chocolate on popcorn. A little weird for me.
You know.
I don't know. But anyway, so I like that. It's like a chase factor for me. My favorite popcorn of all time is in Radio City Music Hall. They have the vintage popcorn machines there is original to the facility. It's built into it. It's an old popcorn machine from like a long time. It's amazing. Best popcorn you'll ever have in your life.
All right.
Number 2 is actually in Portland at the Baghdad. And
Oh, okay.
it's amazing popcorn. Like
right.
no, you don't need butter on it. And then recently, I went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and that one jumped up. It was beautiful. I was texting Brad. Now that I have someone I can tell someone about, I was like texting him pictures of shit. But it is interesting. But I was just surprised. I thought like this area being the way it was that you'd be able to find that. So, and
How about that?
And that ends my popcorn
There we go.
segment of Let's Talk Vinyl. So before we end this, is there anything you're listening to recently?
Let me think about that. Lover, what albums have we been listening to? Oh, the Wet Leg Moisturizer album is great. I do like that. The new Sweetwater album is really good.
I haven't heard it yet.
I've got it on vinyl. We released it for our vinyl club. We just got them in gold vinyl.
I know something else you just released on vinyl.
What's that?
Do you have it here too? Do you have the Plants in the Ocean album?
No, I don't have it here. I have not released it yet
Oh,
for
you
my
haven't?
vinyl club.
Oh, because I got one in the
Yes.
mail.
Oh, where'd you get it from?
I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you.
Is it from Rob?
Yes.
Okay. I got. We have a show here in March 13th.
Yeah, Rob sent it to me, and he wanted my opinion. I've listened to it. It's amazing.
Awesome.
I've
I've heard the files. Cassie sent me the digital files.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So it came out great. That group of people in that
Yeah.
band, everyone they're just such great guys.
and killer musicians
Oh.
and awesome human beings. Yeah.
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 So that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that I'm excited for them and because this album is amazing. Every time because they've put out singles and they've done stuff, especially through like COVID and stuff. When they were coming out of Stereo Embers
Right.
and creating this band. I mean, they get better and better. And Rob is such a talented singer.
He is a talented singer. We're trying to find out who the opener is going to be for the show. I've got another show with Richard Stuverud and Kurt and Al Block. The Bad Scene are coming back here. And that's at the end of February, on February 31st, February 28th. Anyway, something like that. Last Saturday of the month. And that's the album release party, too.
I mean, I can always put my corduroy suit back on and bring the suits back.
That's what I'm talking about.
First of all, I don't know. I've been playing with my daughter recently because my daughter's in the band. So when she learns a song, I pick up the bass. I play with her while she plays drums or sings. I've
Like
thought
the White Stripes.
we could create the White Stripes. Did I tell you last year during her she had a talent show at her school, and I'm like, well, she's like, I'm gonna bring the drum. Can you bring the drum set? I'm like, all right. So I brought the drum set, and she did a rendition of "Fell in Love with a Girl," and like I'll show you a video once this is over.
Wow.
But she fucking killed it.
That's
And
so
like
good.
she like all the teachers were like messaging us afterwards like, absolutely, like all these kids are going up to doing fucking magic or everyone thinks they can sing but they sound like whatever they do. And here comes little Miss Charlotte, Miss Confident, on the stage and does "Fell in Love with a Girl." And the best thing is she plays a song. She puts her stick, when it's done, puts sticks down, just walks off stage. Doesn't ask for a clap, nothing. Just
No waving,
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Just
Goodbye.
done.
See you later.
That's so good.
That was great. And then the best thing was So we did the talent show, and then it was like a week and a half later, Brad comes out and we go to see Jack White in Omaha, Nebraska, and then that's when she met Jack White.
How did you guys meet him?
Haven't I told you a story?
I don't think so.
So Brad came out because Jack White was playing St. Louis, Kansas City, Omaha, Nebraska 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Which I've also learned that I can't do 3 nights in a row of shows anymore. I'm too old for this shit.
Too old, okay.
So we did St. Louis, we did Kansas City. Kansas City was an amazing show. And then and she wanted to go, but she couldn't because she was practicing. But we were going to Omaha. She's like, let's go. She's like, I want to go. And tickets were really cheap for Omaha for some reason. So we took her to Omaha. We stayed at this really nice hotel. And we go to the show. We had kind of an inkling that he was staying there. And we had seen him walk in before the show, waved at Charlotte. Charlotte was like, that right there, Charlotte was like, I'm good.
I'm good. There we go.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That was great. And she was smile, a little bummed because they didn't play a single White Stripes song during the whole show. It was the second time. It was the first time. Well, they've done it twice. First time in the history of Jack White's touring, he did not play a White Stripes song. So she's bummed.
Just all his own stuff.
Solo and racking tours.
I gotcha.
So I think he did a Dead Weather song too, possibly. I have to look back. Anyway, so she's bummed, but she's happy because she got. So as we're going back to the hotel, we're sitting in the lobby. Mike Jama was there. He was going to the hotel, going to the airport. So we're kind of talking to him. Brad's talking to the hotel guy, and I'm sitting on the couch with Charlotte. And Charlotte's like, just happy, like, you know. And then she sees the bass player walk in. And if you've ever met my daughter, she is kind of shy. She keeps to herself. She is outspoken like me, but she isn't like. And she gets up. She goes, "Hey, great show tonight." And I was like surprised by that. Next thing you know, Jack White walks in. She gets up and starts talking to him. And what I really respected about him is that he never rushed it. Gave her the time. They're having a full-on conversation. She had a White Stripes shirt on. They're talking about things. She talked about how she played the song at this thing, and he's engaged. And he's a dad, so he knows.
Yeah.
So I definitely had the opportunity to be in the picture. I wanted to, and I think it was either Brad or Mike was like, "I'll take the picture." And I said, "No, I got it," and I just let them take the picture.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most pure smiles that I've ever seen in a photo for my daughter.
That's so
like
cool.
just only happens so often. And I remember like afterwards, he left and like she hugged me. And I was like, oh, it's like fucking core memory. Like, you know, those memories
That's
of like,
so good.
yeah, it was really cool.
That's a good dad moment right there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's things like that that's like, that just like those core memories you'll never forget. Like at the show, I don't remember half the songs that were there. Like I remember, I remember it was a great show. We had a good time. I remember Brad almost fighting a guy that was trying to get in front of my daughter on the rail, which was hilarious. But it was just this, it's just the memories of like the traveling. That's what I think about, like even Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
I know shows are great. And I know the experiences are good, and Eddie's great, and Mike's great, and Stone, and Jeff, and Matt.
That's only a 3-hour window out of the 2 days you're there, or whatever.
Exactly.
So it's all the stuff you're doing with your friends.
But like when I think of like Seattle, when I came out here, I think of like the people goofing, watching Judge Judy with me in the line, or like me coming here, and like I'll never forget that wall right there, when it was I think our goal was like 10 grand or something like that. I think like, hey, we make 10 grand tonight, great. And I think we hit 26,000. And we're like, do you think we can get 30? And I'm like, I don't think so. And you're like, just go on stage. And I remember people were just like, boom, boom, boom. And I just remember like getting emotional, just being successful, things. But like those memories of like change and doing things and being around people you care about and stuff, like that's what's cool about going to shows and traveling and all that stuff,
With Smash, in regards to Smash and stuff, I can't remember if I told you, but you know Nicole Vandenberg?
Yes.
You know that she runs Smash now, right? She's yeah.
Okay.
So she left when I think she still, maybe she still has Vandenberg PR, I have no idea. But she became our executive director maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. And I just did this rocket ship going up, all the engagement, all the contacts that she has, they'd be able to bring folks in. Vitology Foundation just donated a bunch of money. Head and the Heart just donated a bunch of money. But having these little events like that, great for awareness.
Yeah.
And, it's a little shot in the arm financially too. So that's why I love your idea about the Shibuya. So we'll have to make that happen.
I think that's a good thing.
You're coming back out in June.
So I'm supposed to come out to there. I've been told that my client has bought
There we
more
go.
stores out here in Seattle.
Yeah.
So
well, if you come back in June,
Yep.
we'll do another one of these.
Yeah, I
but
love
we'll do it up at Jerry's place.
Well, I feel bad too because we announced this. It was a sporadic thing. This
Yeah.
was a last-minute thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been trying to do a show for the last couple of weeks. My schedule's been nuts, and that's my fault. And I said, you know what? I said I'm coming.
Let's do it
Like,
there.
let's just do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, whatever, sure. And it worked out. But yeah, I was just told the other day my client has purchased 4 more stores here in Seattle that I'll have to remodel in June. So I'm just waiting to get the exact dates.
Cool.
But yeah,
Hopefully it lines around the same time that Alan Johannes is here too, because you would dig seeing that show.
good. And then maybe we'll see if I can get Brad to come back up on the train.
That'd be awesome.
He'll probably tell me that I have to eat Asian food again or some shit, and then I'll just. I don't know, but I really appreciate this. I'm looking
me too,
forward.
buddy.
I'm looking forward to tonight. But going back to one thing, I did once we posted that thing. I had 6 people. It was only 6, but like, oh, what time's the thing? Like, can I come? And I'm like, I don't fucking know if you can or you can't, or I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, you come.
I don't know, but
Have an
maybe
audience
next.
year we'll put chairs out and shit.
Maybe we'll do like a mic
Charge
thing.
tickets.
I don't know. Charge. I don't know. No one's
Put
paying.
a microphone out in the audience.
Yeah,
let them ask
microphone.
questions.
No one's fucking paying to see me. I would have to pay people to come see me, but
Not true at
that's
all.
a whole another thing. But no, I'm really grateful for this, and it's weird. 6 years. It's like
pretty awesome.
it's a kindergartner.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, well, I
I don't know
appreciate
how many
this.
shows it is, but
I know I think we were definitely over. Because at one point we were pretty damn close to 75 last year.
right.
So we're probably close to 80.
Insane. Wow.
We were real. I mean, we were there with a couple times with 2 and doubles months. Early we were trying to do doubles, then we slowed down, did once a month. And I know like life just gets ahead of us and
Yep.
stuff, and this is just for fun. But yeah, I know. Well, I think we had discussed. I think we're gonna get our schedule straight for the next few months and get those on the books, and
We'll make it happen.
we'll make it happen. And then yeah, I think we should do that. And I think maybe we'll do a tour of Seattle. I think that'd be fun. We'll record some stuff.
Oh, that would be fun.
I was thinking more. Let's just go to Screwdriver, because the stories at Screwdriver were intense. Like the fact that I went, the owner
Jerry would be a good. Actually, you know, it'd be funny and have guest stars. We'll have Jerry and Columbus guests on the show, and give their own personal histories of Seattle and stuff.
I love those guys. I don't know if we'd be able to have a word in though. They would
Not
take
with
the fucking
Columbia,
show.
you wouldn't.
No.
No.
Oh gosh. But yeah, the Screwdriver though. The first time we went, right? Not to extend the show any longer than it needs to, but we were the one of the owners who was. He was been drinking all night. He's like, hey, I want to show you some stuff. He starts showing me his 45 collection and these rare records. He's like, hey, can I show you something else? I'm like, sure. So he brings me down the hall. We go in the back. We see the stage. You've been back there,
Yep.
right? 'Cause Holly's performed back there, right?
She didn't perform there in the Screwdriver. She performed at the Rendezvous next door.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to confuse. But I think they do burlesque there on Friday nights, is what they were telling me last night. So as we're going back there, he goes, hey, I want to show you something. He says, green room. I said, oh, cool. He's like, do you know what's special about this room? I said, no. He goes, this is where Nirvana was formed. I'm sitting to myself in this fucking room. And first of all, I will say this right now. I have been so fucking blessed every time I come out here, the things that I've been privy to be around. Because a lot of these things, it's just not for everybody. So I'm in this room and I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, this is where they practiced. This is where Kurt record. I'm like, and then as soon as like you're in this room and you're looking at things, like, the fucking chill factor was wild.
Yeah.
But it's just in the back of this bar, which is the most unique bar I've ever been to. Very interesting. Like I said, I'll never listen to Led Zeppelin the same again. And it was amazing. So yeah, that room, this green room, where Nirvana was basically the birthplace of Nirvana, is in the back of a bar called the Screwdriver, which is a tribute to Jack White. I don't know if you knew that either.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jack White named the bar based off what the owner was telling me.
Okay.
And there's a sister bar in Nashville that I've been to that had no idea. But anyway, it's all in this bar in the back areas of Seattle.
It's like it's downstairs too. It's like
Downstairs.
in a basement of a building.
Because you go down and it's just fucking records, these old 45 stapled all to the wall, and records and all these posters.
Have you been to the Central or the Vogue? Well, the Vogue's not around anymore, but where the Vogue used to be. But I mean, the Central Tavern's still right there in Pioneer Square. That's where all those bands, where Mother Love Bone and all those bands. It's back in the '80s. There was 6 clubs to play at. I mean, there was no rock candy. You know, that didn't start until the early 90s. So it's like late 80s, it was like the Vogue, the Central Tavern, you had a place called Squid Row. But there weren't a whole lot of places, you know. So, and there's a lot of those places, believe it or not, are still, at least the physical building is there. Off-Ramp was the same thing. Off-Ramp was early 90s, like 1991, which is the same time frame they were, you know, they had their show there. So anyway, crazy.
Well,
But yeah, that'd be fun.
The history. Yeah, maybe we'll do some recording, go around, see if I can get some more random stories of people's back closets, see who else started shows in random closets.
It'd be awesome.
All right, well.
All right, brother.
This is fantastic.
Mickey Man. Yeah.
And then tonight, hit the I think that see that red square button corner, top. Yep, hit that. That's over.